This is what I did this morning in my black and white drawings with the planes, different planes and different shapes, but human forms always, the mask is still there. What I'm looking at these angles and all is the interplay between these planes and the heads inside. And sometimes I break into a not human form, but just a abstract. But the important thing is that's what I do is what I do. That's my message now to myself. This is, I'm playing with that large outside size shape of the head and the smaller heads around it. And I've used this device now more recently. And the different patterns of the grays, of course, are made with the thin line of the small pen, and then the big fat pen, the B, makes the big line. And always start with the B. So, B, bold, black, and I hope beautiful. So there's the big shape with a simple, more black and white, and then here's with the grays made with the thin pen. And this one is very, very simple and direct feeling to it. And that, I wanted this to be the whole center, the dominant shape. There's a little profile there, and these sides are kept simple. And because a lot of this is influenced by the molas, the San Blas molas from off the coast of Panama, the stitching is that thin line, the stitching where they make the cloth. It's sewn together in layers. Here I'm playing with black, much more, the dark side of things. And what is the dark side of things is not the opposite. That's not necessarily the opposite of the light things. It could be just another mystery unto itself. And the patterns are different here. And the kind of curly hair, representing my time when I had curly hair. So the black is this whole, it tells the story more than anything else. In this one, I want to add some plants, organic plant shapes, kind of a cactus feeling. And these are done with the same thin line, making the stitching, and the other parts being the black line and the grays made with the thin pen. This is a Z 0.3. And that's what's making these lines here. And the scratches look into this, making those grays. This has a feeling of some Italian mothers that I've known. And this is to get a feeling of more human feeling in this one, and less in this figure and this figure. Of course, this figure is just that abstract shape made into the lips and the nose. This is the outside, more kind of a Rococo feeling, or Byzantine feeling to the edge of the frame. Keeping this like a framing the lower part of this. The upper part is broken up with the planes, more like I normally do. This one I want to keep it simple about the faces, but more direct in the left side, and more complicated on the right side. Simplified, complicated. Tells the story twice. And in keeping with the idea of the simplicity of one side against the complicated side of the right side. So the left side in the center versus the right side. This is kind of a more humorous feeling to it. This I wanted, again, the big head, and then the smaller, more complicated patterns on this side. Keeping the idea of the stitches, the line going around the shapes. And this one goes the opposite. Oop. So the simplicity is in this side, and the patterns are more on this side, but the patterns also exist in the darks. I think it's important to have this more rounded shapes, kind of that Baroque Rococo thing that we're talking about in down in this area, and a kind of a Byzantine feeling in this side. There's a sense of art history in all of these. Art history is an important part of my art. Taught art history for many years. In this piece, I wanted the faces to be more exaggerated, more part of the pattern, less of any of the human qualities, except in this right side of the face, right there. This one, I want this to be almost like bird feathers down below here. And the conversations that I have in a lot of pieces where I put two profiles against each other. And then there's something happening back here. There's a human form face back there, but barely recognizable. This one I wanted to flow across the paper. The shapes, the faces, the thoughts across the paper. Very important that it goes across the paper, across the center of the paper. This one we're playing the shape against this kind of an egg shape or a peanut in the shell shape. But the story is over here and over here. This is a total story, and I don't know what the story is. I think we might have been this one, but the grays, this has more grays in it and dark grays, which is different. And when I do this, and then this the scratches are from the thin pen, and the black lines, the big black lines are from the fat pen. So what we're talking about is always these black lines against each other. Thin lines, thick lines, whatever, but that where we play them against each other. The importance of being the opposites and the same at the same time. I think we have one more here. It's a more complicated pattern and more complicated textures. Sometimes lighter, sometimes darker scratches. More scratches, the darker they get, more ink. The black line of the fat pen is this made by these. It's like the world. The world can be very dark, as it may feel that way to a lot of people now, myself included. But the complications are all there. It's a very complicated time. This is a time when we need to know the black and white and the gray of things. What is the gray of things? It's many grays. It's many different things. It's not all one thing. And I think that's the message in these pieces. It's not one thing. Thank you.